Hi, I'm Eleanor and welcome to MotorMatters. Question, have you subscribed to the channel yet? If not, hit that subscribe button right now so you can be informed and notified every time we post a new video on the channel. But what have we got for you today? I don't think I have to say too much for you to know exactly that grille tells you it can only be a BMW X6, which is the coupe version of the large SUV, the S5. So let's take a look. Starting off, you can see the blacked out sections around the grille, around the front spoiler, etc. It's got a mean look to it. I think that's what I want to tell you. It looks mean. You come around over here, you've got your typical BMW alloy wheels over here, 21 inches on this car. Yes, you heard me right. And look at those nice M calipers, because of course this has got the M body kit. What does that mean? BMW's M, we all know it, and the body kit, just to make it look that slight bit meaner. The blacked out effects, for example, little skirts along the side over here, those are typical of M. But it's not an M car as such. That's higher up in the range. But now the body shell itself, as I said, the X5 is a very, very big vehicle. The X6, the difference is, look at that slope on the C-pillar. I mentioned coupe SUV. That is sharp, that is angled, it comes down a long way. So let's just take a very quick look as I jump into the back. Driver's seat set for myself, as you expect, as always. Good legroom, headroom, a little bit compromised, a tiny bit. Is it a problem? Isn't it a problem? That's what you've got to decide for yourself. But what, of course, you do get over here is full-on climate control for the back seat, for your rear seat passengers, and that's useful, of course. And down here, you do get the good old 12 volt, but I don't see any USBs for the back seat unless I'm missing them, and of course I am, because there they are. Look over there. USB A and C for the rear seat on either side, so your backseat passengers certainly are catered for. Panoramic roof doesn't come back as far as I would expect on some cars, but I don't think that really matters. But a big section that doesn't have the glass or the opening piece above. These are features, well, I don't think it really matters. Note, of course, the full leather trim, quilted leather, features like that you really expect, of course. And again, another M badge down there, just in case you need reminding. So let's jump out and take a look over here. Come around to the rear. I've mentioned how sharp that C-pillar is. It really is incredibly sharp. But again, it's a feature of the model. These slim LED lights at the back over here. Press over there. Of course, the boot opens electrically. Would you expect any less again? And a very substantial, actually a hard cover, not a soft cover as you normally get. So this is going to make the Allen test a little bit more difficult and a little bit more challenging. But let's have a look. If I allow for that, and if I allow for the slope of the rear hatch, I'm going to tell you this is about a 1.5 to 1 3/4 Allen boot. It is big. It's long, and it goes long that away towards the back. But you're not getting that much load height because of, look how sharp, again, the rear hatches. I keep mentioning that fact. Pop over here, and this is unusual for a BMW. You've actually got a spare wheel. I'm surprised, pleasantly so. It is a space saver or emergency wheel. I don't care. So used to seeing run flats on BMWs, that is a big surprise. And again, as I say, this folding shelf is also slightly different. Press over there to close. And of course, what does it tell you over there? X-Drive 30D. So that means it's got BMW's all-wheel drive system, which you expect, of course. It's not necessarily for off-roading. It's a safety feature as far as I'm concerned. The safety of having all-wheel drive handling, dirt roads, things like that. 30D is the important part. So under the bonnet, you've got BMW's famous 3-litre inline 6-cylinder diesel engine, putting out 219 kilowatts, 670 Newton meters. Yes, 670 Newton meters of torque, driving all four wheels, through BMW's 8-speed automatic gearbox. Taking the X6 30D out on an open road cruise just because we have to do open road driving when we've got a car like this, and especially when you've got a big SUV like this, but it's got all-wheel drive. Obviously it's got BMW's X drive, it's got the inline 6-cylinder engine it's a 3-litre with 209 kilowatts. It's got everything just to give you smooth open road cruising that you could drive all day in this car. Horrible weather in Gauteng today, but who cares about that? This drive, we're sitting on 6.3 litres per 100, sitting on 6.9 overall for the test so far. I think that tells you exactly what this car is capable of. But the other standout to me is this massive one-piece glass that runs almost, well over half the width of the car. And you can see that slight curve angling it towards the driver, just to give you that driver-centric feel and just the cockpit feel that BMW are so famous for as well. This car is smooth, it's comfortable. When you're on a nice smooth surface like we're on now, I'm sure you can pick up how quiet it is on the road. Just overall, it is a car built for this kind of driving and this kind of traveling, and it's a total and utter, I'll use BMW's sheer driving pleasure. Behind the wheel, you can see an amazing figure. Yes, 6.9 litres per 100. That's our overall figure for this entire test period. How's that for incredible? I think that is amazing. And we've done 710 kilometers on this test. So I think that gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. You've also got a head-up display over here in front of me, which I'm sure you can't quite see while I'm driving, but don't worry about that. But it gives you all the information you need as well. Typical BMW instrumentation. I don't think I have to say too much more about that. And of course, taking a look at this one-piece screen over here with your infotainment and of course your instrumentation. I don't know what the inches are. This must be a 13 odd inch, I'm sure. At least you've got that over there. It can be adjusted. You can give the information you want. You know how you can scroll through. Again, these are things I really don't think I need to tell you about. You've got nice substantial pedals behind the steering wheel for the 8-speed automatic transmission. And you've got all your buttons on the steering wheel over here. The one thing I really was surprised with this car, there are actually two things, but one of them is the fact that I can't understand you unless I couldn't find it. I looked for active cruise control and I could not find active cruise control. I know it's got every other possible safety feature under the sun on this car as standard, so where that is, I don't know, unless I just did not find it. I mean, it even has auto reversing and self-reversing and things like that. So I don't know how I missed those features, but I could not find them anywhere. So let's just leave it at that. But you've got a lot of buttons on the door over here for opening the boot, for example. You've obviously got memory settings for the front, the driver's seat. You've got a Harman Kardon sound system. I think you're getting the picture of exactly how thorough and how well equipped this car is. You come down to the center. I like the fact that you have got proper buttons and push buttons for the aircon system, for the full-on auto aircon system. Below that, you've got one USB over here. You've got an inductive charging pad. Of course, this works wireless with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. I think that goes without saying. You come down over here. You've got this little push crystal for the gear shift. It works nicely. I've got no complaint. You've got the slightly old-fashioned twirl and scroller for your infotainment system, for everything you want. Again, standard. And your engine stop-start is that push button over there. Of course, crucial over here is your various buttons for example, and if you look at the screen while I do this, you press the button over there, and I press sport, and look there, you get your sport or sport individual. You can set, you can configure. If I hit there, look at that, you can actually set your damping, your steering, your drivetrain, everything you can do as you wish and as you want. And I think that's really nice to see and know. I mean, you can go into your damping, comfort or sport. You see, I think you get the idea of what I'm telling you. And it's been configured already to sport. So just nice to see. But these are the kind of features I think I would expect from a car at this level. I think you know what I'm talking about and how exactly it all works for you. But there you go. And of course, you can just go home. Over there, you press the button. So I think you're seeing what I'm talking about. You've got a nice big cubby hole over here, or storage, again with 2 USBs and both types, which is useful to have. The X6 is, as I've said, a large SUV, and it's a luxury SUV. I mean, just have a look even on the dashboard over here, where you've got this glossy effect over there. You've got, how's that with the X6? It looks quite good, doesn't it? Your lighting over there. It's features like that that just make the car look really good and interesting. And I think pretty classy, quite honestly. So it's all the little bits and pieces, all the little things that add together that, of course, make a BMW and make this one the interesting one in the mix, because the coupe SUV is an interesting car. It loses a bit of the practicality of the SUV brother, the X5, but it certainly looks sportier, looks zootier, and gives you the image and the impression maybe that you want. If you don't need ultimate space, then I can see the logic in this one. It's certainly got performance. 219 kilowatts is no slouch, that's for sure. So it's got that. You can get the 40i petrol. You can get the M versions. You can go crazy with power on these. So it depends what you're looking for and what you want. And what you want to spend, of course. Because this one, in standard spec, comes in at just under 1.9 million rand. No, it's not cheap. But its competitors are similarly priced, so it's not as if it's more expensive than the competition. It fits in very nicely with its major competition, so I really can't complain about that. So it's, as always, up to you. Are you a BM fan? Are you a Mercedes fan? Would you look at a Land Rover? I think you get what I'm saying. Lexus, there are all these choices in this sort of category, and really you can make your choices for yourself. But I can tell you it's a great car to drive. For MotorMatters, I'm Eleanor. I'll see you next time.